In today's video, we will discuss the DML statements. Like you know that in the previous video, we had discussed the DDL statements. Now moving on to the DML statements. First of all, what is the full form of a DML statement? A DML statement stands for the Data Manipulation Language Statements. So it is clear from the name itself that these are the statements that help you to manipulate the data inside the database. As I told you, when we create data, we will also need to manipulate data at various points of time. So the DML statements help you to do that manipulation with the data inside the database, which involves retrieving the data from the database, which involves deleting the data from the database, which involves updating the data, that is making changes to the data in the database. So these are all the DML statements, which basically are the select statement, the insert statement, the update statement, and the delete statement. So these are the various DML statements which are used in manipulating the data of the database. So first we will start with the select statement. The first DML statement that we will talk of is the select statement. The select statement helps you to retrieve the data from the database. A very basic thing, a very common sense, that you have created a database for what purpose? Because you want to view the records from the database. So how will you view the records of the database, or in other words, how will you retrieve the data from the database? It is with the help of the select statement you can retrieve the data from the database. Now there are certain clauses which are attached to a select statement. So we will begin with the first one. The first clause is the where clause. That means it helps you to find out which row to retrieve. Because as I told you, at any point of time, no user is interested in viewing the entire database. The user is interested only in viewing a part of the database. So where basically, if I talk in a layman's language, where basically helps you to view only that part of the database. With the help of a where clause, you can specify which part of the database or which row of the table inside the database you want to view. So that is the work of the where clause. Now next is the group by clause. If I explain you, for a layman, if I want to explain why do you use groupings? In order to aggregate things. So this is the basic purpose of group by. That is, it arranges data into groups. For example, there are various departments in an organization and you want to view the employee details department wise, right? So in that case, we can use the clause group by. Group by clause basically segregates the data into various groups. So if you want to view the data course wise, if you want to view the data class wise, if you want to view the data department wise, how will you do that? Using the group by clause. Next is your having clause. Having clause basically selects among the groups that have been formed or defined using the group by clause. Using the group by clause, you have grouped the data inside the database. Now among those groups, there are certain conditions on the basis of which you want to view records. I have grouped the data according to the departments. That means department wise grouping. Now among those groupings, I want to see the details of only those employees whose salary is, say, greater than 50,000. So the having clause selects data among the groups which are defined by the group by clause. If I have made a group which is department wise, then department wise, if I, on a basis of certain condition, I say in every department, select the salary of employees, give me the details of those employees in every department whose salary is greater than 50,000. So that I will be doing using the help of the having clause. The grouping I will be doing using the group by clause, and the condition that I will specify on those groups is using the having clause. Next is the order by clause. It is clear by the name itself that it is basically providing an ordering to the records. You want to view a record from the database and you want to view it in a particular order. So for that you have the order by clause. That is, you can simply view the records of an employee from the employee table, or in a systematic manner, if you want to view, you want to say I want to view the records in the ascending order of the salary. So it will give you all the records in the ascending order of the salary. That is, the person whose salary will be the lowest, the records will start from there and end till the highest salary. Or for example, if you want to view the records, employee records in descending order, that is from the high in the order of highest salary to the lowest salary, it will show you all the employee records in that order. So basically the order by clause is used for providing an ordering to the data that you want to view from the database, ordering to the data that you wish to view from the database. So I hope these clauses are clear. The where clause basically specifies the condition, on what condition you want to view the database. What is the condition? Group by helps you to basically segregate the data into various groups like department wise. It provides an organized view of the data of the database. Having clause helps you to put a condition on those groups which have been made using the group by clause. So having helps you put a condition. Having salary greater than this, having salary less than this, having percentage greater than or less than this. So this is the role of the having clause. Next is the order by clause. Order by clause basically does nothing but helps in ordering the tuples or the records in the view, in the user view. Next is the as clause. As is basically an alias or temporary table name. That means it gives a temporary table name only in the user view, not in the database. When you say as this name, so the name of the column in the database will not change. It will only show in that particular user's view. For example, employee ID. In the table, employee table, I have stored as EMP ID. Now I know that EMP ID stands for employee ID, but a layman may not know what EMP ID means. So what I will do in that case, just on a temporary basis, I will give the alias employee ID, so that when the user views that particular column, to him it shows employee ID, but in the original table it is stored as EMP ID only. So this is the role of the as clause. Now we will see them in detail. First of all, we will see the syntax of the select DML statement. The syntax says select star from, you have to specify the table name. Star basically helps you to show all the rows of the particular table. So I say select star from which table? Say for I have a table named as employee. Select star from employee. So when I say select star from employee, it will show me all the rows of the employee table, or in other words, all the records of the employee table. But if here instead of star I write select employee name from employee, then it will give me only this particular column, that is the employee name, and no other column. So this is the select statement. Next is your clauses, as I told you, where. Now where, as I told you, helps you to put a condition, and on the basis of that condition you can view the records. So I say select employee name from employee table. Now here we will see how where is used. Where salary is greater than or equal to 50,000, and close it with a semicolon. So for example, I want to view the names of those employees from the employee table whose salary is either greater than or equal to 50,000. So here I will make use of the where clause. It says select employee name. I want to view the employee name. So what do I select? The employee name. From where? From the employee table. And what is the condition for selecting? The condition is specified here, where salary is either greater or equal to 50,000. So it will show me the records of all those employees whose salary is greater than equal to 50,000. Next, we will talk of the group by clause. As I told you, group by clause helps you to define groups, helps you to arrange the data in various groups. Say for example, there are various departments in my organization and I want to view the records of all the employees. Now, if I will view without grouping, I will not know which particular employee is from which particular department in a proper manner. Not in an organized manner will I be able to know that. For that, I'll have to search, okay, this employee, now look at the department number, okay, this employee belongs to this particular department. So instead of that, to make it easier for me, what I do is that I group by departments. So department wise, it will give me the list of all the employees, so I will not have to look into which department this particular employee belongs to. It will directly show me in the view itself. So how do I do that? How do I use the group by clause? It says select employee name, same thing, from where? The employee table. Okay. And how do I group it now? From employee, group by, on what basis do I want to group them? On the basis of department name or department number. And I say group by department name. Select employee name. I want to view only the employee name. From where? From the employee table. On what basis the grouping I want? By department name. So now when I see the records, for me the view will be like this, that all the employee names will be shown or listed in, and they will be grouped according to the department, HR department or IT department. So the grouping will be according to the departments, which will be easier for me to view and understand. Next is the, as I said you, having clause is used to specify a condition on the group by clause. Okay, now I have grouped the employees according to the department. Now from that grouping, I want to view the records of only those employees whose salary is greater than or equals to 50,000. So what I say is that select again employee name. You can obviously have more than one column. You can use employee name, employee ID also, but here I am using employee name only. Employee name from, when you want to use view more than one column or one attribute, then you use a comma and write the another attribute. So here I am using only one attribute. Select employee name from where? From the employee table. Okay, how do I want to group it? I say group by department name. Okay, I'll group them according to department. And what condition do I want to put on this? I want to view only the selected records, not all the departments, not all the employees of the all the departments I want to see. I mean, I am not interested in viewing all the employees' names from all the departments. I wish to see only specific employees from the departments. So first of all, I do the grouping according to department wise, which makes it a little organized. And now I use the filter, which is with the help of having clause. Having salary greater than equals to 50,000. Now the where clause is also used as a filter and having clause is also used as a filter. But the difference is that when I am not using the group by clause, then I can directly use the where clause. But when I use the group by clause, that is, I'm doing a grouping on the data of the database. Then if I want to have some filters, then I will use the having clause. So the having clause is serving the same purpose as the where clause. The only difference is that having clause is used by group by, and whereas where clause can be used directly when I'm not using any group by clause. So having salary greater than equals to 50,000. So now I want to see the records of all the employees in an organized and systematic manner. How is that possible? By doing grouping. How have I done the grouping? Grouping is done using the group by clause on the basis of department names. So I will be able to view the names of all the employees department wise. HR department, these are all the employees. IT department, these are all the employees. Fine. Now I want to filter those records. I'm not interested in viewing all the employee names from all the departments. I am only interested in viewing those employees who have salary greater than or equals to 50,000. So then I use the filter having clause where salary is greater than equals to 50,000. So now when the table is shown, it shows the employees' names grouped according to the HR department and only those employees whose salary is greater than or equals to 50,000. So this is the having clause. Now next is the order by clause. Suppose at any point of time I want to see in my organization what is the range of salary, that is starting from the least salary, the lowest salary to the highest salary. So that is not possible without the order by clause, because if I say select employee salary from employee table, it will show me the salary in a very unorganized manner. There will be no ordering of the salary. So if I want to figure out which is the lowest salary or which is the highest salary, it will be quite a difficult thing. So order by helps me to sort this problem out. What is that? I say select employee name, comma, salary from the employee table salary. With salary I will say order by employee name, salary from employee table, order by which attribute? Order by the salary, because I want to see the lowest and the highest salary. So order by salary. So select what I want to select, the employee name. What is salary? I want to view these two columns or these two attributes, that is the employee name and the employee salary. From where? From the employee table. How do I want to order them? On the basis of salary. So from it will show me all the details of the employees and their salaries. The salaries will be arranged in an ascending order from the lowest salary. So first of all, it will give me the name of the employee who has the lowest salary. Then in an ascending order, so on till the highest salary. So this is by default. When I say order by salary, by default it gives me the records. It shows me the records in the ascending order of the salary. But in case I want to see the records in the descending order, then I have to specify order by salary DESC. It says in the descending order. Now it will show me the records in the descending order. By default, it will show me in ascending order, that is from lowest to highest. But when I specify descending DESC, then it will show me the salary of the employees in the descending order, that is from the highest salary to the lowest salary. So this was the select DML statement, and these were the various clauses that we use along with the select statement. Now the next DML statement is the insert. The insert statement is basically used to insert new columns within an existing table. These clause, the syntax for this is insert into the table name. What do I want to insert? How many columns? Column 1, its data type. then column 2, again its data type, and so on till the nth column. And then what values do I want in that? Value 1 for the first column, then value 2 for the second column, and so on till the nth column, value n, and we ended with a semicolon. So the syntax is insert. What do I want to do? Of course, insert some new columns. So I use the keyword insert. Into what? Into a table. Which table? Specify the table name over here. Insert into table name. What do I want to insert? Columns. How many columns? Column 1, this is the first column. This would be its data type. Then this is the second column. This would be its data type. Okay, done. I've given the column names, their data types. Now, what are the values for those columns? Value will be given here. First value for the first column, second value for the second column, like this. So this was the syntax. Now I'll give you an example. Suppose into an already existing table employee, I want to insert some new attributes or new columns. How will I do that? Insert into. What is the name of my table? My table's name is employee. Okay. Now what are the columns that I want to insert? Employee name. What is its data type? Varchar. Okay. Next column, employee ID. What is its data type? Integer. Okay. So the next is the city. What is its data type? Varchar. Say 20 is the limit, and I close it. Then now I have specified the column names or the attributes and their respective data types. Now here I will mention the values that I want to insert. Value, employee name is ABC, the employee ID is 1, and the city is Pune. So this is how I will insert new columns or new attributes in the existing table using the insert command. Similarly, we have the update and delete commands. Update commands are basically used to make any changes into the existing table. The syntax is update table name you will give. Update table name, set column name equals to value where condition. So this is how I will use the update command. I have an already existing column or attribute in my table. I want to make the changes in the value of that particular column. How will I do? Update using the update keyword. First of all, I write the keyword update. What do I want to update? Give the name of that table. Now, what particular column in that table I want to update? This particular column. So here I will give the column name. I say set column name equals to, now I will give the new value for that. On what condition? Where? How will I know which particular column name has to be changed on what condition? I will say where this condition is satisfying, change the column name to this new value using the update command. The example of this is, say for example, now the salary of a particular employee has been increased. So that particular employee's salary, how will I make the changes in the salary column or salary attribute of that particular employee? I will say update employee table. Now set the salary of this employee equals to 60,000 where employee name equals to Rini. Okay, now there is an employee in the organization whose name is Rini. Recently, Rini's salary has been increased and it has become 60,000. The amount is 60,000 now. So I only want to make changes to the salary attribute of that particular employee. How will I do that? First of all, I use the update keyword because I used to want to update the salary of this employee. Okay, update keyword. Which table? The employee table. What do I want to do? I want to set the salary attribute. Set salary attribute to this particular figure, that is 60,000. On what condition? This is not for all the columns, only for one particular column or one particular employee, Rini. So the where condition will help me identify which particular tuple has to be, the salary of which particular tuple has to be changed. So it will say where the employee name equals to Rini. That means in a simple language I am saying change the salary of Rini to 60,000 now. And using the DML update statement I will say how update employee set salary equals to 60,000 where employee name equals to Rini. So this is the update command or the update DML statement. The last one is the delete statement. The command, this is the syntax, delete from table name. Obviously I have to give the table name. On what condition? Where employee name equals to ABC. Now say for example a particular employee has left my organization. In that case I do not want to keep the record of that employee. So I want to delete that particular tuple from the employee table. So I say delete from this particular table. What is the condition? That the employee's name is ABC. So delete all its records. An example would be delete from employee where employee name equals to ABC. ABC has left my organization. I do not want to keep its records. I say delete. I want to delete its records. That is from the employee table. I want to delete only one tuple, that is of the ABC employee.